Hello and welcome back to my garden. I've gotten a bunch of new subscribers recently, so thank you all very, very much. Once again, I'm just not here talking to myself. Some of you are actually watching this, which is fantastic. If you weren't aware, yeah, I'm going to do an ad, which I know none of you like, but if some of you do go over to Epic Gardening right now, they're having their Epic Year Sale, I guess you'd call it. Basically, they're having huge discounts on Birdie's beds, seeds, some seed starting stuff, grow bags, a bunch of other stuff. And the discounts vary from, I think, like as low as 20% up to 30 to 33%. So if you go over there, check them out, you can save yourselves a bunch of money. And if you use the code GROWING on top of the already existing discounts, you'll save yourselves an extra 5%. You just want to get yourself some seed starting trays. You're talking a 25% discount, so that's pretty nice right there, because I think it's 20 plus my 5. You get the point. So again, head over to Epic Gardening, check out the link below, and now on to what I'm talking about today, which is rose cuttings. I have taken some rose cuttings at various times throughout my little gardening career here, and I haven't been all that successful. Now, I was successful a few years back. I took some cuttings of Earth Angel. It was a rose that my wife bought me. She bought me one rose, and from that one rose, I've gotten five different roses. And when I took those cuttings, I simply did as usually prescribed. And if I'm wrong about any of this, please leave those comments below. Help me out here. But usually they say 6 to 8 inches, and it should be about the thickness of a pencil, and you basically stick it into the ground or a pot or something along those lines, and then you can grow on from there. And those Earth Angel cuttings that I took, I did just that. I stuck them in pots of potting soil. They all took off. It was fabulous. Wonderful rose, very light fragrance. Nonetheless, we're not here to advertise Earth Angel. What I am here to talk about is the cuttings that I've taken. Since then, I've tried to take cuttings of several other roses that I have with very little or no success. This year, I'm trying something new. This is Desdemona right here. And let's see if we can get a close-up shot of that. So here are 2 cuttings, and they're sitting in a cup of perlite. Now, these have been in here about 3 weeks. One of them, as you saw, is starting to go black. And I'm going to tug on this one first. And yeah, that's what I thought. No roots. So the theory is that it'll start pushing out roots. And then once it starts pushing out roots into the perlite, you can then up-pot it into a potting soil container. So the first one is no bueno. And the second one is still green, and I think I see a bud on it, or 2. So I'm going to try to not stab myself here on the thorns and gently tug on it, and it's sticking in there. That could just be because of the roots. So what I'm going to do is loosen up some of this perlite here and see if I can gently tug this out. I don't want to break any of the roots. If you guys have done this method before, please let me know in the comments below and how your successes are. And no. Let's see. Let me rinse this off real quick. I don't think so. I'm sitting there staring at it, and I don't think there's really any roots, although there is this little white spot on the bottom. I don't know really if that's going to show. And that could be the beginning or the formation of a root. I'm not sure what to do with this now. I don't want to toss it. The bottom seems like it's dying. See that? But like I said, it looks like there's a little bit of a root in there. I've got 2 choices. I can stick it back in the perlite. Well, actually I have 3 choices. I can stick it back in the perlite, I can throw it in the compost pile, or I can pot it on into a little pot, which is what I think I'm gonna do. Okay, and just like that, I've potted it up. I'm gonna give it a good soak. And the label that I had in the perlite, I'm gonna stick back in here now. A couple of different things may happen. This may turn all black and still get thrown out. And apparently some of that is because it may get a fungal thing growing on it. I don't know. Or again, that little white spot is really nothing and no roots will ever develop and it's just going to die in the next couple of weeks, which is, if I was a betting man, that's what I'd bet on. But I'm going to try because hope springs eternal and you never know. But that's not the end of this video. No, we're not done yet. I was up late one night, as I often am, surfing the interwebs, and I stumbled across one of these weird channels. They're done by usually people over in China or Southeast Asia, someplace, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, I don't know. But Either way, they show you all these weird, different gardening techniques. And I don't know how good or accurate or they are, but one of them that I saw piqued my interest because it was, to me, it was seemingly so odd. So what they did, and I'm going to show you in a second here because I have to go take them, I'm going to take some more cuttings here. What they did was they took a piece of rose stem and they cut it at both ends above and below a bud. And then again, I'm going to show you all this in a sec. I feel like I need to describe all this, but they carve out a little piece. You know what? I'm just going to stop talking, go get my cutting and show you guys. Okay, so I've taken 2 more cuttings of Desdemona, and in the video, it showed, well, their cuttings looked thicker or bigger, but I found these cuttings, and again, let's see if I can focus in on that. That'll focus. So you can see there's a bud there and it's coming up. And what they say to do in the video is to cut like a notch beneath the bud. See that? So I went through the bark, as it were, and into the whiter core. And in their video, they went a little deeper. So I'm just wondering if I should do that now, which I may. I don't think this is really going to work. I think this is just one of those late night weirdness things, but I'm going to give it a try. Okay, so I've made my little notch there, and so we can get the camera to focus. So I've made my little notch. You can see how I've cut down into the bark of the thing. So I've done that. And again, I don't know if I'm deep enough. I don't know if I should go deeper, but I think this is what we're going to do. Now, as if this weren't weird enough, it gets weirder. They take a piece of onion and they rub that on the bottom of that wound that you just created. And I don't, maybe it has something to do with maybe it's a chemical reaction of some sort. So I'm just going to rub this on really good. There we go. Get a lot of onion juice on there. All right, so I've done that. Now I'm going to take it, and I've already pre-moistened a tray of perlite here, and I'm just going to settle this into the perlite, just sort of squishing it right on in there. And you could probably see some of the water dripping out of the perlite because the perlite's pretty wet. And now theoretically, hypothetically, I don't think it's going to work, but it's going to grow roots out of the bottom. This cutting here is a little more advanced, as you can see. What I'm thinking is maybe pinching off some of these leaves here, just these bigger leaves, just going to pinch off the bigger leaves. And again, I've made that notch right underneath. See if you can focus. I think that focuses, right? Hopefully you can see I've made that notch right underneath the bud. So I'm going to rub my onion on there. Do you guys have any idea? I mean, this is probably just some late night nonsense that I saw that I think might work. I don't think it's actually going to work. But this is just one of those things that I was like, well, let me give it a try. And I needed to check out my other cuttings that I've taken in a more traditional manner. So why not? Now this one, I'm going to stick into a tray of just potting soil. I'm going to push it right down in there. Make sure it makes good contact. I mean, there's no roots. There's nothing really sticking to the potting soil. And I don't think we're going to have any really windy days, so I don't think I have to worry about this blowing off. But it's stuck in its tray. And the potting soil's already very, very wet. So we're going to see what happens. What do you guys think will happen? Leave your comments below. I don't think this is going to work. I think this is just one of those late night things that I saw that somebody over in Asia thought they could fool me. I would think that if this method worked, it might be more widely known. But then again, there are probably plenty of things that people do outside of our own country here in the US that are foreign to us, that are absolutely normal to them. And if you're from outside the United States and you're watching this, whether it be India or Thailand or the UK, please let me know your comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Have you tried this method before? Do you think this is going to work? So don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified when I do post a new video. And if I don't come back to this in a couple of weeks, please let me know, say, give a shout out, whatever I'm doing, or email me over jason@growinggreenfinger.com and say, hey, whatever happened to those rose cuttings? I'm really interested. I want to know. This was just weird, and I really am kind of interested in the results. Will this work? Did I cut deep enough into the wood? Do I need to cut deeper? There's so many questions I have. I don't know. So if I don't come back to this in a couple of weeks, remind me. That's going to wrap it up for today. Again, thank you all for watching. Please check out all the links below. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.